In this video, instead of teaching you theory inside DaVinci Resolve, I'm actually going to take you out into the streets of Bangkok to show you live how I find and frame cinematic shots. And there's one scene at the end that completely changed how I film travel content. Setup we've got here is the G Master 24-70, and then I've got an ND filter on the front and the Sony A7S III with a handle. Filming everything on today, it does the job. All right, so this video I want to show you a bit more of actually getting the shot when you're out. So the last video I went through some color grading and the color grading workflow. This is more how to get a shot. So I'll basically explain this one. There's a red bridge here, right? And as I was coming across the red bridge, a monk walked over it in his orange robe. Now that I found this little spot here, so basically we've got the bridge, we've got this tree line covering, and we've got this little gap just here in between the leaves. And basically I'm just waiting for the monk, another monk to walk back over the bridge. So sometimes you just have to kind of wait it out and wait for the scene to reveal itself. So this is the frame I want to get with the A7S. So this is 3x zoom on the phone, but I've got 70mm on the Sony. So this scene, there's a train line just here. See the train line coming through. We've framed it up between the wires and the buildings here. And then I've got this little spot, which is from here. And then with the 70mm zoom, with the 70mm zoom, we'll get a nice compression shot of the train moving through. So we'll wait here for about 5 minutes until we get that one. So I like to shoot these mirrors when I find them around the city because they give a good reflection of the scene behind you. And then with this one, there was a 7-Eleven just above it. So I got the reflection of the road. So I generally try and look for those when I'm going around the city. Nice composition as well. So 7-Eleven's a bit of an icon around Southeast Asia, Japan as well, Thailand. So they're like the lifeblood of the city. And anytime I see one, if I frame it up in a nice way, so for example here, we've got the 7-Eleven between these. It's always a nice easy shot to get, and when you're color grading it, the colors, it's always going to be orange, green and red, so it always pops against something like a white or a building. Good at nighttime as well, because you get the signs that are neon, and yeah, they make for good day and night. Easy, simple shots to capture. Okay, so the last scene we got there was just on this street here, but it was 2 months. They were just walking past me, and then as they got past, I just turned around and filmed them quickly. Shots like that are going to happen so fast, you just have to react. So it's important that you've got your camera settings like dialed in. So like at the moment I've got it on white balance, which is cloudy, and I'm switching between cloudy and sunny and shade. So I've got that as a quick access on the camera. I've got it set at ISO 640, so that's the base ISO for the A7S III. And then I've got my ND filters. If I don't want to change my aperture, I want to stick it on like say 2.8, I'll use the ND filter to block some of the light so we're exposed correctly. So yeah, it's important that you've got that all set up and everything at your fingertips, and you're familiar with your camera because you can, get those shots. And that's actually a great little segue into this part of the video where I can show you how I use the Vectorscope to color grade my image. If I just open up this Vectorscope here, if I turn on this node, so this is one I've already done, you can see now that the Vectorscope has gone from this all spread out to this. So we're pushing on that one channel up in towards the oranges and more into that one channel in the blues. So we've taken all those spread out colors and we've pushed them in. Now, what's going to happen to our image then is if I look at the image and look at the before and the after, we have a split between those colors. So this is the original shot, and that's after. So, you know, the oranges stand out more. They're starting to, you know, be the center focus of the scene. And then because I've contrasted that with like blues, I've pushed the greens towards blue as well. We actually kind of get rid of the green, and that allows the orange to actually stand out a bit more because it's pushed down towards the blue cyan, which is the opposite of orange. It stands out more, and that's essentially what we've achieved here. So I'm thinking, how do I get these channels running along these hue lines? How do I move the colors so it compresses it into one hue? Cool, so we found this little spot here, and basically it's like the house is overgrown beside the freeway. So I basically got this shot here where it's basically like half and half. So you've got the grass on this side, and then you've got the concrete on this side, and it's like a split down the middle. So I just thought that was a cool shot, like coming through. You can see like the grass and the plants have taken over the land again, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. So yeah, nice little spot. Things like this you find on street photography when you're just exploring. We're going to head to the next location now. So it's the Art House Cafe, so we'll go there now. Cool, so we've got a little street scene here. So basically we've got like old style buildings on the left here, and then these European almost in the distance, and we got this street. So we're just gonna wait for a motorbike to go like up and down the street, and then we'll use that as the backdrop. So I actually got that one. I went lower with the camera and then pointed it up, and then 70mm to compress it. So this is the street. Actually, this is a cool little street. So I'm going to try and find some angles of these like kind of interesting style houses. So it's about 4:45 now, and the light is just getting a little bit dark. So the sun sets in about an hour. So basically for the camera settings, had it on 640 for the day, but now I'm gonna bump it up to 12,800 and then use the ND filter and probably have my aperture about 8 or 9. It's just because when I'm on 640 ISO, I have to go down to 2.8 no matter what. And I don't always want to have depth of field in a shot, especially in the city. I want to have like a wide field of view. So I want to have an aperture at about 8 or 9. So I want to have that flexibility. So it's better now to bump up to that second base ISO, 12,800. And then you still have your aperture flexibility. So we got another scene here. So basically we're on the bridge, and we've got the river and the houses in the canal on one side. Then we got the highway on the right side. So I've done another split screen. So basically like half and half here and half and half here. We've got the 12 to 24 on now. So basically, I'm just going to use this for a while because I changed it for that shot. And you just don't really have time to change back and forth between lenses, like especially when you're on the move. Like you need to just shoot, go. You don't want to be stopping and changing your kit all the time. So the bridge was a really crazy scene. Like you basically had boats going under it. You had cars going one way. You got people going one way, motorbikes flying over it. Sky crane going over the top, then cars going the other way. So you literally had this one scene with so much happening in it. So I stopped the film for a bit there on the wide lens. So that was a good one. And yeah, we're going to keep moving down this road and see what we can find. It was all happening there. So basically the sun started to set. There was a rainbow. Then I went up to check the sunset. The golden Buddha is sitting across with the sun setting behind. Just to the right. So I don't know how it's going to come out. Hopefully a little bit of red behind the Buddha. I think that's pretty much it. It's going to get dark now, and I'm going to make my way back towards the center, and I'll let this charge, and then if we see anything along the way, we'll finish it up. But I love this scene, right? You've got these chefs in the kitchen, we're shooting through a perspex window, and you can't really see their faces, but you can see what they're doing. And I just love this shot. It just, for me, it just really tells a story of Bangkok with the food, the lighting, the grittiness. But shots like this, you just cannot plan them. This will just come about from walking around, using your eyes, observing, being alert, paying attention to light, color, contrast, you know, all of these things. That's what goes into getting good street cinematography and photography. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed that one. A little bit different to the usual videos, a bit more hands-on, a bit more practical. So hopefully you've got a bit more of a takeaway from that video. And if you did like it, or it's something you want to see more of, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do more of this style of video. As always, get your free downloads. They'll be linked in the description. There'll be color grading cheat sheets, color grading workflows, all the stuff that really helps you in your color grading. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.